Hello everybody, welcome to my tutorial on C programming part 2. I hope you have seen the part 1. If you have not seen, I have provided the link in the description box below. So please click the link and see the first video so that you get to know the basics. So in that video I have covered from basics like scanning, printing, if else, switch statements to functions and pointers. And in this video I am covering a little more advanced version starting from pointer to function, structures, linked list, storage classes, files, etc. So once you complete these two videos, you will get an entire concept of C programming. So it's very important that we know C programming in 2020 also, because this is a very valid programming in this age, because without C programming none of the microcontrollers, none of the electronic devices can be programmed. Okay, and also one more thing, C is a basic of every other programming language. Once you know C, you get to easily learn other programming languages. So let's go into the first topic, pointer to function. So here we'll be learning pointer to function. So what I'm doing is, it's the same program as you declare do the functions. So in functions, you know that first you need to declare, then you have to call the function, then at last I define the functions. So if you do not want to declare the function, you can make the program a little more easy, because that is a more efficient way of doing it. Almost all the programmers define the functions that we are using at the beginning, and then just we call it in the program. So that is the method that I'm going to follow in this program for pointer to function. So I have just written a program for you. So I'll just explain this and I'll do another program for you. Okay, so first of all I'll just explain this for you. So basically how we start is, I think this version is better, right? Yes. Okay, as usually what do you do, hash include stdio.h, and then at the beginning itself I define the function. Okay, so that I need not have any declaration. So let's go to the main program. So in main program what I do is, I'm using a pointer. Instead of a function name, I'm using a pointer. So here I have given the pointer name star fp. So I'm using sum of two numbers. I'm storing it into a pointer so that I get the value in this main program without returning it from the definition. So I pass the address and the address gets automatically updated for the sum. Okay, so this whole function I've given a pointer to it, and I am giving it is equal to sum. So this is nothing but it is equal to sum. So I'm declaring another variable C, and I'm adding 5 and 4. So I just use this name fp and I add 5 and 4, and I store this into the address of C. So I go to the function. What happens is 5 gets into A, 4 gets into B, and the address of C goes to Z. So in Z the value get updated of A plus B, and it gets printed over here, and for printing this I just give it C here. So let's run this program. So you can see, using function pointer we get the result is equal to 9 here. So that's value you get. Okay, now let's do another program. Suppose you want to find swap two numbers. So what I do is, I pass the two numbers here, right? Okay, I just pass two numbers, no need of this thing. Okay, this thing is not needed. I am doing swap here, I'm doing swap here. Okay, C is not needed, int C is not needed. I just need to swap 5 and 4. Okay, five and 4 I'm passing it here. Okay, I'm declaring a third variable, a temporary variable T, and into T I'm going to store A, into A I'm going to store B, and to B I'm going to store T, the first num. Now what you have to do is, I have to print A and B here. We get the result, percentage D. I think you just need to pass X and Y here so that I can print it here. is equal to 6 int x comma int y. X I'm giving it as 8 and y I'm giving it as 10. Okay, then I just I'll just pass the address here so that I need not return the value. Okay, so I catch it into a pointer here. So instead of a and b, I use pointers here. I hope the program is correct. So just do like this, only then you will learn how to program. Use your own logic. Okay, it is showing errors. Oh, it's not. Int x, int y, x and y. Sorry, it's not like this. X comma y. Wait. Yeah, the other two errors that I have done here is like I'm passing the address, so I have to declare it as a pointer. Okay. And also I forgot to give the variable here x comma y. Just give a slash in here. Okay, so let's see. Wait. Yeah, the swap numbers are 10 and 8. I gave it as 8 and 10, no? So it is 10 and 8. So this is how you use pointer to function. So this also you can declare it as an array. Suppose you want two pointers, one for swap and one for sum. So what you do is here you declare it as an array. Suppose 2, array of 2. Okay, so this becomes fp 0. Okay, and fp of 1 I'm fp of 1 I'm giving for sum y. Okay, let's do it and see. Yeah, fp of 0 I'm giving it as swap, and same thing. I have pasted it, and this one I'm giving it as sum. Okay, fp of 1 I'm giving it as sum, and I just need to add two numbers and store it into a third variable. Okay, so fp of 0 of x and y, and this one is ampersand is it. Okay, so I have called these two functions. Fp of 0 is nothing but swap, so it goes to swap, and other function I have to define it here, int sum. So where should I catch it? Int x comma int y comma int star z, or any number you can use, any variable you can use. So here you just add star z equal to x plus y. Okay, I have passed here z. Okay, since I have passing here z, I can use a, b and c, so that you get the concept clear. C, a, b and c. Let's run it. Okay, there are errors. Array must be initialized. Okay, let's give it as a function pointer with size 2, and then give this name as in curly brackets swap and sum also. Let's try it out this way. Okay, let me swap it here and let me take the sum here. Okay, let me print the swapped numbers here. Let me print the sum over here. Print f %d, C. Okay, let me check out this way. It's again showing some errors. Wait, let me do it like this. Again it's showing error. Wait. Okay, let's try it in a very simple way. Let's just pass the integers. Okay, let's just pass it here like this, and let's print it in the function itself. Okay, let's pass it like that, and let's take away the pointers from the arguments. Just let's use it just for the function, so that the program becomes a little more simpler. And okay, wait, you can't see, right? Okay, the next program that we'll be doing is pointed to functions, but here the function is going to be an array. Okay, pointed to function, but the function is going to be an array. So let's go into one program which I have done for you. So let's see this. First of all, let's go to the main program. It's saying hash include stdio. Okay, hash include stdio. These are the two definitions. Before moving into that, let's go to the main program and see what I have done. So here what I am doing is I am declaring a pointer here, and that is an array. So array has two functions I am introducing, swap and sum, and these swap and sum definitions I have given it in the beginning, which I showed you when I scrolled it, right? This is swap function and this is sum function. So I have given it as a pointer inside it, and I have given two variables x and y, and x is 8 and y is 10, and I'm going calling fp of 0 xy for adding. For this 0, right, this is sort of swap, and for this one fp of 1 is sum. So I'm calling these two. So what happens is when I call fp of 0, it goes to swap, and it will swap these two numbers. And let me put a slash in over here, and when it goes to sum, it will take the sum of these two numbers and put it in C. So let me put a slash in here also. Okay, now let's run this program and see. I hope you can see the swap numbers is 10 and the sum is 18. Okay, so this is how you do a pointer function, pointer to function using arrays. Suppose you want to do subtraction and multiplication. Okay, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, so I give these names over here. Rest all things will be same. Okay, this will be same. So I have to divide. Basically for division I'll give 10 divide. Okay, this is something that will go for easy for division, right? So let's swap these two numbers, multiply these two numbers and divide these two numbers. So I am calling fp of 0 xy, fp of 1 xy, and fp of 2 x comma y. Okay, now let me define it. The three are subtraction, multiplication and division. So this will be subtraction, So I'm subtracting these two numbers. So I have passed what you have no. I have passed from here. I have passed x and y. Let me catch it into another variable a and b. Okay. Okay. I do not need any temporary variables here. First I have to subtract it. So the subtraction value subtract is equal to a minus b. Okay. So percentage d subtract. Okay, and I have to declare it also, right? So here I declare int subtract. Okay. Now subtraction is over. Now let me do multiplication. I have to do multiplication. Only thing is I have to multiply. Okay, now let's do a division. Copy and let me paste it here. Okay, copy and paste it here, and I'll change this to division. A divided by B. Okay, I'm storing it in C. So let me run this program. Okay, and subtract int in function and subtract int b. What is it? Expected in. Okay, here I have got okay, you can see it. First I have subtracted 10 and 2, multiplied 10 and 2, and divided 10 and 2. So 8, 20 and 5 is output. So this is how you use arrays for pointer to function. So let's move on to the next topic. Okay, the next topic that we'll be learning is structure. So structure is something that is very much used in your, when you get into a job, structure will be very much useful for you, because anything, if you want to make a list of something, anything you make, like table, etc. So in a table there will be various data types. In a table there will be string used, there will be character used, there will be floating points used, there will be integer used. So you can declare all these data types into one structure, and that whole structure becomes your data type. So you need not again declare these things separately again and again. You can access it from the structure. So if you're having some confusion, I will just show you how it is going to work in my tutorial. So some basic idea I will give you. Structure is something which is used to store different types of data types, like heterogeneous data types. You can store character, integer, float, anything inside a structure, and it is also user defined. So please write it down if you want what I am telling. It is a heterogeneous, it is used to store heterogeneous data types. I'll just show it to you. Yeah, first it is used to store heterogeneous data types, and then it is user defined. It is a user defined data type. Okay, so now we'll directly go into the program, and we will see how we are going to use the structure. And okay, I'll explain it to you in detail in the program. So let's go to the first program, in which we are going to do a swap program. Okay, so let's start. Okay, when you're using a structure, you always declare the structure before the void main. Before we enter into the main function, we declare the structure before that. So okay, you just name it struct, and whatever is the name of the structure that you are doing. Suppose I want to get the details of some students, so the name of the structure I'm giving it as student, and inside that I'm giving a character. Student will have a character, a name and a roll number. So I'm going to store the name, which is nothing but an array, so something like this, and I'm going to store a roll number. So roll number. Okay, this is how I'm going to declare it. And whatever is the structure, if you have two students, I'm going to save it into I'm going to give it the name S1 and S2. Okay, so basically how it functions is as you mentioned, like when you declare a data type like int a, same happens here. Struct is a data type like int, and student s1 comma s2 is the variable names that are used. Okay, similar to this one. So inside that we give the different data types that are used. So if you want to directly give the name and the roll number, you can give it here. S1, what is the name of that person? Suppose it is Mary, and the roll number is since Mary is a string, you are giving it in double quotes, it's 12. Okay, and S2 I am giving it as Ron comma 90. Okay, this way I give a semicolon here. And if I'm suppose I'm doing a swap program here, so if you want to swap, you declare one more structure t. Okay, and I have to put the temporary structure variable is t, so I enter into the void main. So now the program will be quite easy for you. You can guess how it will be working. Into the t structure I am going to store s1, into s1 I am going to store s2, and into s2 I am going to store t. Okay, now you just print this s1 dot whenever you want to access the variables that are mentioned inside the structure, you mention it like s1 dot name, s1 dot roll number. So if you want Ron and 90, s2 dot name and s2 dot roll number. So you have to print it now. So print f the swapped structure is okay. You have the name and the roll number, so it will be percentage s percentage d comma s1 dot name and s1 dot roll number. So s1 dot roll number. Okay, likewise and here, and structure 2 is again you have got percentage s and you have got percentage d. So here let's see, okay, same here, you give s2 dot name and s2 dot roll number. So let me see what is going to come as the output. Always I forget this one. Always I mention here because previously I had done using void in another IDE. Expected semicolon somewhere. Yeah, here. Okay, the s1 Ron and 90 came, and in s2 is Mary and 12. Okay, it has been swapped. Mary and 12 has gone to s2 and Ron and 90 has come to s1. So this is how you basically how you declare a structure, how you access the variables from a structure using dot. Okay, this is the basic idea. Okay, suppose you want to enter the name of 3 students, you want to enter the roll number of students, you want to enter the mark of students, and you want to find the total and the average and to display it as a output. How do you do that? So let's see how to do that. So see, if you do not want to see these programs, if you do it with me, it will be very helpful for you. If you do not want, you can skip these programs, you can go to the next topic. Okay, so I'll be giving the time for each topic in the description box below. Okay, so here if I want yeah, directly I'm not giving it here, I'm just giving it as 3 structures. I want to enter the details of 3 students, S2 and S3. So this entire line I am deleting. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to enter the student name first. Okay, let's see how to enter the student name. So print F, enter the student name. Please pardon me for the mistakes in spelling. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to scan it. Scan F. Okay, I'll just write it and show it to you. Here you want to enter the name of 3 students, which 3 are nothing but string. So I'm going to give it as S1 dot name, comma S2 dot name, comma S3 dot name, and I'm going to close the bracket. I'm going to give a semicolon here. Okay, next I have to enter the roll number. Just copy this, copy. You need the roll number and you also need the marks, just for understanding. Okay, this is not required, but just for you to make it out. Okay, enter the student roll number. So I'm just copying it from here and I'm pasting it here. Paste them. Paste them. Roll number. Okay, next you have to enter the marks. Marks, I'll give a floating point. Percentage F. Marks. Okay, I just want to display this first. After displaying, what we'll do is then we'll find the total and average and also include that also in the output. So first let me display all this. So I'm going to printf the name, comma roll number, comma marks. Okay, so first I'm going to printf either I can put it into a loop. No, we cannot put it into the loop because it's not an array. Okay, you have to printf separately. Printf. Okay, first I've got percentage S, then I've got percentage D, then I've got percentage F. So it's like S1 dot name, comma S1 dot roll number, comma S1 dot marks. Okay, next I will do the next line. Copy, and I will paste it here, and I will paste it here. Okay, the second person's name, roll number, marks. Name, roll number, marks. Okay, S3. It will be S3. Okay, now what we will do is yes, you need to put a slash in here and also here. Okay, we'll run the program. Again, there is error. Oh, yo, we do not need this. Okay. Roll number, I haven't mentioned marks. Float marks. Okay, somewhere I missed a semicolon. It is there. Yeah, I missed the close the bracket. Okay, now you can see, I hope. Student name I'm entering Mary Salsi Licia. Roll number 1, 2 and 2. Oh no, roll number I was not able to enter. Student roll number S1 dot roll number S2 dot roll number S3 dot roll number. Somewhere some problem was there. Okay, let's do it again. Let's check whether it is running. It's not coming. Let me check the error. Okay, one very important thing I missed out here. Always when you scan something, you have to put the ampersand sign. Here we do not require it because it is a string, but here we require the ampersand sign. Only then the scanning will happen. I'm just here to help you. Some things you can understand. Whenever I make a mistake, you also can understand how to clear it, right? So just cooperate. Student name Gia Hila in name. Roll number 1, 2 and student marks 34. Okay, so name, roll number and marks we have got it. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to add these marks. No, not add. Okay, you have to add these 3 marks together and you have to find the average of these 3 and also display that. Okay, or else we'll do one thing. We'll make 3 marks of 3 subjects. So S1 dot mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3, like that we'll make. And we'll take the total of that and we'll take the average also. Okay, let's see how to do that. Okay, so here I am putting it as mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3 and also average. There are 3 marks, but for each student only 1 average is there. Okay, now let us mark 1. So we'll go to 3 students. We'll take the 3 students and mark 1, and next the 3 students mark 2. Mark 3. Okay, so I entered the first students. No, for mark 1 of the 3 students. Next is the mark 2 of the 3 students. Okay, S1, S2, S3, S1, S2, S3. Okay, I have again pasted it and then put a comma here. S1 dot mark 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and I hope you can see it here. 3 here. I'll close the bracket. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to add it up. You have to add it up, like S1 dot total equal to S1 dot mark student 1 mark 1 mark 2 mark 3 mark 1 plus 1 dot mark 2 plus S1 dot mark 3. I hope you can see it. Okay, that is S1 dot total. Okay, now let's do S2 dot total, and S2 dot total is nothing but S1 dot mark S2 dot mark 1 plus S2. Okay, but I hope I have declared this total inside the structure. Let's see. I haven't declared it, so I'll just put a total here also. Total. Okay, now how do you find the average? Okay, S1 dot total divided by S1 dot average is nothing but S1 dot total divided by 3. S2 dot average is nothing but S2 dot total divided by 3, and S3 dot average is nothing but S3 dot total divided by 3. So okay, marks rule name mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total and average. So this much you have to display. Okay, so first I have printed name, roll number. Okay, you have got mark 1, mark 2, mark 3 and total, mark 1, 2, 3, total and average. So this is how it will go. So just copy this thing from here and you have to paste it here. Instead of doing like this, you can do it using array. So before moving into array, how do you use it? Do it manually. That is what I'm teaching you right now. So please concentrate on this so that when you use array, it becomes easy for you. S1 dot mark 2 comma S1 dot mark 3 comma S1 dot total comma S1 dot average. So this much it will have. Copy. This will be for S2. I hope you can see it, okay? The same thing you do it here also. Okay, now let's run it. I'm going to enter the student name Annie, Bingley, Susie, 1, 2, 3, 12. Okay, marks of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so you've got the name, you've got the roll number, you've got mark 1, mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3. Okay, the first student's mark is 12, mark 1 of the 3 students, mark 2 of the 3 students, mark 3 of the 3 students. Then you have got the sum. Okay, then you have got the average. So the program is correct. So this is how you use. So if you want to display it in the form of a table, you can just rearrange this inside here. Okay, like name, you can do it something like this. You can give some space in between. You can do give some space here. Now, it will be not accurate, but I'll just show you in a little more efficient way. That is okay. So see that. Okay, almost like this, but you have to arrange it a little more. You have to give a little more space here, space here, space here, so that it gets separated very easily. So this is how you display a list using structure. So now let's see how to use array. Instead of giving s1 dot, s2 dot like that, you can easily give an array and then you can access it using s of 0 dot name. Instead of s1 dot name, s2 dot name, you can use s of 0 dot name, s of 1 dot name, s of 2 dot name. Okay, if you want me to do that program on arrays, please let me know in the comment section, or so that I can help you out with the program. Okay, if so, now let's move on to the next step. I'll just give you an overview, like how do you do with an array, how do you declare an array. So here what you basically do is, okay, what you basically do is, okay, I'll give you general logics of how to go about doing that. Okay, so here we will have a struct. Again, you will have a struct, and the data type will be struct student again. Okay, student, or suppose it is an employee or something like that. So here also you have got an employee name. So int, so char a of, okay, name of 20. Then you will have the employee ID or something like that. So int ID, okay, and then you will have an employee salary. So float salary. So this much you have written. So if you, instead of giving s1, s2 like that, what we'll do is give an array. So instead of scanning s of 1 dot name, s of 1 dot id, s of 1 dot salary, then s of 2 dot like that, the program goes very lengthy. So here what you can do is, you can use a loop. So you enter into the main loop. Oh sorry, here I have to use int main in dev C++. So when you enter into the main program, what you have to do is, of course, you have to enter the number of students. First of all, number of students. I'm just giving you an overview. Okay, just scan and print, enter the number of students and scan the number of students. For example, the number of students is okay, you have to scan it and take, okay, as of 10. Then you have to print whatever, enter name, ID, salary. Okay, then what you have to do is, you have to give a for loop. From for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. What do I write inside the loop? Inside the loop, I'm going to scan. I will be scanning from s of 0 S of 0s, name, roll number, and salary. Then S of 1, automatically in the loop it goes on. So you just need one step. Scanf percentage S, percentage D, and percentage F. So here you're going to give S of I dot name, comma, S of I dot ID, comma, S I dot salary. So this way you're going to scan these things, and again inside another for loop you can print these things. So this is how you go about using arrays. So please do complete this program, and if you have any doubts regarding this, please mention in the comment section. I will give you some programs and assignments to do. If you want, you can do sorting. Okay, sorting also you can do it using structures. Like for example, you what I mean by sorting is like you get the salary of different people. So the from lowest salary to highest salary I have to arrange it. So I have to sort the salary in the increasing order. So you can do that program in which you're going to sort the salary. So only the S of I dot salary you have to take, and instead of taking the, so inside and bubble sort and selection sort we are declaring an array. So instead of taking that array, you just replace that array with S of I dot salary. Okay, and you sort it in increasing order or decreasing order. Then what you have to do is, okay, you compare the salary, but you are going to swap the entire structure. If the salary of the second person is greater than the salary of the first person, what you are going to do, you're not going to swap. If the salary of the second person is less than the salary of the first person, you're going to swap. You're going to arrange the ascending order, so increasing order. So you're going to swap it. So what do you need to swap? You need to swap the entire structure, not the salary alone. Only then the entire data will get swapped, and the name, name, ID, and salary will come together. Otherwise, only the salary will get swapped. Okay, you understood? So if you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also press the like button and give your valuable comments also, so that I can improve on my videos and I can give you more PDF files or links to these programs in which I am doing an extra programs also. Now next is structure and functions. So how do you go about structure and functions? Okay, let's see. Yes, next we'll be seeing structure and functions. So we learned how to declare a structure and access the variables inside a structure, etc. Now we'll be learning about how to use functions along with structures. Then we'll be learning about pointers also with structures. So today we'll have structure and function. Okay, so first let's write a program. So directly we'll do the practical stuff and we'll learn. It's just how do you declare a structure. You can declare a structure as you declare a structure normally. Okay, then you can declare a function. So inside the function you want to pass an integer and character, whatever is the data type, you just send it. So what is the integer that you want to pass? Suppose it is inside the structure. So how do you access it? Suppose the structure variable name that you have given is s, so then you access it as s dot a, s dot b, whatever is inside the structure. So using a dot variable you can access it, and you can print, you can catch these variables inside the structure definition, inside the function definition, and you can print it. That is how structure and functions, how you use the variables inside the structure. Then how you can pass the structure itself as a function variable, that can also be done. So I'll show you both of it using a program. Okay, suppose I declare a structure like the struct student, integer, the name and the roll number, suppose like character and integer. And now you're going to declare the function. The structure variable name I have given it as s. Now I am going to define the function. So I declared a function, that is print is a function name, and inside that I am passing this integer variable and this character variable. Okay, just I'm giving the data type inside here. Okay, now what I have to do is I can go into the main program, void main, and inside that I can pass these variables. I'm going to print it inside the function. Okay, sorry, don't give void in here, just give int main, and then you move into the function, and here you give scanf you know always when you scan it you have to give an ampersand sign. So s dot a and s dot b I gave, close the bracket here. Okay, now what you're going to do, you are going to print this inside a function. So how do you print it? I'm going to call this function print. What am I going to pass in here? I'm going to pass s dot a and s dot b, right? So s dot a is nothing but an integer variable which you declare here. S dot b is nothing but a character variable. Okay. Some problem here. Okay. Okay, now I'll define the function. Void print. I'm going to catch it into x and y, int x and int y. Then I define the function here. I just want to print it. Print f percentage d percentage s comma x comma y. Okay, now I'll just run it. Structure function. Undefined reference to print. Yes, here I have given a mistake. Okay, first I have to scan an integer and a string. Okay, it has printed it 7 and the string has been printed. Okay, so you can give here like print f enter a number and roll number and name. So that's it. You have to enter the roll number and name. Roll number 4, name is KC. So 4 and KC will be printed inside the function. So this is how the working of structure. You want to pass this the variables inside the structure, you pass it as s dot a and s dot b. That's it. Now you want to pass this entire structure using the function. So let's see how to do that. Okay, almost the program will just look like this itself, but here I am the passing the function declaration and calling will change a little bit. So let's see how it is going to change. Okay, and just deleting this and this also function name, so I'm deleting. Okay, I want to pass this entire structure inside this function. So what do? I write here void print. What am I going to pass? This is a user defined data type. Like, so struct student is something like you give int char etc. you give, right? Similar to that struct student. I'm passing it here. Void print struct student. Okay, I'm passing it here, and then what I'm doing is I'm going to, okay, now I have to call this function, right? I have to call this function. How do I call? I'm just putting print. What is the structure name? Variable name is s. So I'm just passing this variable s here. From here, what I'm doing is I want to catch this variable, right? So here I give void print. What is the data type? Struct student is a data type, and here I have to give a variable name into which I want to catch this. Suppose I want to catch it into q. Okay, then what I will have here, I will have q dot a and q dot b. Okay, this is how it will be when you pass the entire structure. Struct function 1. Okay, again I'm passing a roll number and a name Adira. Okay, it will get printed. So here I'm passing the entire structure. In the previous program I'm just passing the variables inside the structure. Okay, like this you can pass the entire structure and you can swap these two structures. Such programs can also be done. Like if you have two structure variable, you can give it here. Suppose I'll just show you how to do that. You can give here s1 and s2, and here you can pass two data types. Again you can pass the same thing. Okay, again struct student you pass, and then what happens, you come into this program. Okay, I'm going to swap these two structures. So s1 and s2 you can give it here, and you can, function name is swap, and here also you can give swap, and here also you can give swap, and here you can give struct student q and r. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to swap these two, right? So I give another variable name t. There should be another one more variable structure variable t, in temporary structure variable, into which I'm going to store it. So here I store t is equal to s1 is equal to s2, and s2 is equal to t. Not here. I'm going to cut it from here, paste it here. Okay, then what you have to print both variables in s1 and also the variables in s2, right? So q dot a, q dot b, r dot a dot b, and here we have percentage d and percentage s. Okay, yeah, I want to swap s1 and s2. Okay, I'm entering the roll number 1 Adira. Oh wait, I have to swap this entire thing. It's wrong. Copy. First S1 you scan of of second student, and here you have three Adira, two Marin. Okay, 3 Adira, 2 Marin. So S1 S2, it did not swap. No, I have to actually, S1 is got into Q and R. Q, R, R, T. This is how you do it. 1 Adira, 2 Shruti. Okay, so it has swapped right now. 2 Shruti and 1 Adira. It has swapped. So I forgot to take the variable names given here. So this is how you pass the entire structure variable and you swap these two structure variable. Just go through the entire program. This is the entire program. Okay. Okay. Now let us go to structure and pointers. So in structure and pointers, there is a new thing that is introduced, which is very important. How do you access the variables inside a structure? Using the dot operator. So s1 dot a, s2 dot a. So here we are using another operator. So we'll learn about that, and along with that, structure portion will be over, and then we'll go into union, memory management, etc. So let's complete structure and pointer. Okay, the next topic is structure and pointer. So as usual, the same program I'm going to copy paste, and I will do structure and pointer here. Okay, so I have declared a structure as you gave in the previous one itself. Okay, so what I do is, so here we are not using any function, so I'm deleting the entire stuff, and I'm deleting this entire stuff. Okay, I just need this much. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I have declared certain variables inside here. So I am also declaring a pointer inside this one. Suppose I want to add the marks. Okay, suppose I want to add, we'll do another program. Okay, adding marks. So I'm declaring two variables in a and b, and I'm also declaring a pointer for that. So int star p comma star q, I'm also declaring a pointer for that, and I'm giving a structure variable name s. Okay, so I going to the main program. What I do is, I have to give that. It's like when always when you give a pointer, you give p is equal to ampersand a, q is equal to ampersand b, like that you give. No, so same here. See, here you have given a and b, p and q. Comma here. Okay, so what you have to give, p, sorry, how do you access this variable p? S dot p, right? So s dot p equal to ampersand s dot a, s dot a. Similarly, s dot q is equal to ampersand s dot b. Okay, okay, now this is how you give the two pointer variables, address of a into p and address of b into q I gave. So now what I have to do, I can just access this s.p and s.q, right? I need not give any ampersand sign here. So how do I scan this? Enter mark 1 and mark 2. Okay, so not swapping anything. Okay, ampersand s dot a is what? S dot p, right? So I'm scanning it. Since s dot p is equal to either you can give ampersand s dot a itself over here. So instead of not reducing the size, making it simple, I'm just using s dot p and s dot q. Now how do you find the sum? So I'm also going to give a sum variable here. So how do you find the sum? Sum is equal to, how do you take the value inside s dot p? Using this pointer s dot p plus star s dot q. Okay, this is how you're going to give the sum. So now you have to print here, also I have to put s dot. Okay, now I have to print this. How do I print this? I want to print the sum, so it's just simple printf %d comma s dot sum. Now let me run this program and see if there is any error. Structure pointer. Okay, enter mark 1 and mark 2, 90 and 80. Answer is wrong. It is wrong. Yeah, I have done a small mistake here. I have put percentages over here. Okay, now let me see. Invalid type argument int. This is not a pointer here. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now it is correct. 5 plus 6 is 11. So this is how I have done a small mistake here. First of all, from the previous program I've just copied, right? So the percentage yes, I didn't change here, and also here sum is not a pointer variable, is not declared for sum, so it is not a pointer. You just need to put s dot sum here. So this is how structure and pointers are working. Now when you give the structure variable itself as a pointer, for example here I am giving a pointer. Instead of putting a pointer here, I am giving a pointer here. That is given as star p. Okay, now that is structure variable is itself a pointer, and that pointer I am going to point it to this file, save as structure pointer 2. Okay, now I am going to save it as p is equal to ampersand yes. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to scan it. Okay, how do I scan using this pointer p? So P now has the address of the structure S. So how do I access this variable inside here? So it will be something like star P means data inside this thing, and star P dot A means variable A. So instead of putting star P dot A, here I can put, how I can put, yes, I need to scan these two variables A and B using this pointer. So how do I scan? Okay, here I need to use the ampersand symbol, ampersand. So whenever you're using the pointer as a structure variable name, what you have got an arrow operator here. This is how the arrow operator, a line and an arrow, a hyphen and an arrow together makes a arrow operator. So the data into A I am scanning it, and also into B I need to scan. Okay, so also into B I need to scan. So ampersand P into B also I need to scan. So how do I add these two? This entire thing will change. This entire stuff will change. This also will change. Okay. So how am I going to add this? So I have to get it into P. Okay, the data inside A, how do I access using the pointer P arrow A? Earlier I used to access using S dot A, right? So whenever you're giving the pointer as the address of this one, you use the operator arrow. So P arrow sum equal to if you're not using P arrow A, what will be the other way you can access this A and B? Star P dot A, right? Star P means the pointer is now having the address of the structure S. So star P means the address, what is there in the address of S? This structure, right? This int A B sum is there in the address of S. What is there in that it will point to that. So star P dot A. So instead of putting that, an easy way of doing it is P arrow A, P arrow B, and when you scan it, ampersand P arrow A, ampersand P arrow B. So this is how you access the variable inside a structure when the structure variable name itself is a pointer, and the pointer you're giving it the address of it, P is equal to ampersand is, then we are using P arrow A, P arrow B, and for getting the address, ampersand P arrow A and P arrow B. I have to close the bracket here. You have to print P arrow sum. Yeah, you got it added. Okay, this is how structure variable, when you pass a structure variable as a pointer, never forget this. Okay, I'm just writing here. See, suppose you're giving a struct employee or whatever it is, you're giving some integer A comma B, you're giving a character A, okay, and you're giving a structure variable S, and also you're giving a pointer star p. As you declare in a normal data type declaration, suppose you give int a, and when you want to give a pointer you give int star p also, then you give p is equal to ampersand a. Same thing here, you are giving, instead of giving it here, you can also give it here inside the main program. You enter into the main program, and in here also you can give it like struct employee. What is the first name what you want to give? S. Okay, then you can give struct, just as you give int a and int b, int star p, same here employee. Only thing is it is user defined, you can give the name here. Okay, employee star p, I can give it here. Then what I do, p is equal to ampersand s. Okay, either you can give s and p over here, or you can give s comma p over here, star p here also you can give, either ways. Okay, both are correct. Now I am giving it here. Okay, now what I have to do, how do I access the variables inside this pointer? Using the arrow operator, p arrow a and p arrow b. So while scanning, what do I do? You put an ampersand over here. For scanning it, you have to put an ampersand sign. For printing it, just p arrow a and p arrow b. This is how structure and pointer, like structure variable as pointer, when you use structure variable as pointer, this is how it works. Okay, now let's go to the next topic. Okay, whenever you use a data type like for char, int, etc., you know the number of bytes allotted for each of these. So same way, what is the number of bytes allotted for a structure data type? It is equal to the sum of the memory allocated for int and char, or whatever you use inside this structure. Suppose you are using integer and character, what is the total memory allocated for that? For int we have, right, 4 bytes or 2 bytes it can be. For character you are having how many bytes? 1 byte. So 4 plus 1 will be equal to 5 bytes. 5 bytes means how many bits will be there? 1 byte is 8 bits, right? So so you can calculate total 4 plus 1, 5 bytes. So 5 into 8, that many bits will be there. Structure size is the algebraic sum of the size of the structure elements. Okay, it's structure declaration. You can either declare it here itself s and s1, s2, s3, or you can declare it in the main function also. The structure can be declared. So these are the main things that you have to remember. Now we'll go into union. So what is the total memory allocated for the union? Total memory size of the union is a size of the largest data type. Suppose you have int, char, and also you are having a double. So what is the memory allocated for that? The memory of double. So it is the highest, right? So the size of the largest data type. Suppose you have character and float. Float is 4 bytes. So the memory of union will be 4 bytes. So this is also a user defined data type. Almost everything is same way how you declare a structure, but here instead of struct I put union. Only thing is that the memory allocation is only difference here. Next topic is enumeration. What is enumeration? Okay, let's see that.